Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Whip It Up Wednesday, where I document my music making process, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hopefully you learned something, hopefully you enjoy yourself, and hopefully you find some inspiration. In today's episode, I'm going to be making a hard beat. I'm feeling like making a hard beat. I don't know, maybe it'll turn into something different. That's kind of what I'm going in with. Those are the intentions I'm going in with. Hopefully that's something I stick with. We'll see. Things might change. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I started off with some chords from SCALER, and I humanized them. That's why you see all of the velocities are a little different. And they sound kind of like this. I'm using the grand piano. I really like the low end of the piano too. And then I kind of added this melody, I added this melody right here, panned it a little bit to the right. I feel like I can get like a really hard hip hop sound out of this, you know, like some serious bars are being spit over this song. And I kind of just added these drums to kind of just get the vibe, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna try and just, I want to make this like a string sound. I want to add some strings, staccato strings, and see what that sounds like. I don't want the staccatos. It's just like too much motion going on. I'm gonna use another string sound. I'm not really feeling that one. I want to get some cellos. Yes. Cello Section. Legato. I'm gonna grab the chords. Oh, this is like epic now. I hear some bells. Let's add some bells. Bells, bells, bells. I'm just using stock plugins because I haven't gotten any other ones. Other than SCALER. You should check out my other episode, my last episode. In that episode, I review SCALER. And it's pretty cool. I make an R&B beat out of it. It's pretty fun. You should check it out. Anyways, I hear some bells, so I'm just gonna kind of pick, I like the delicate bells. They're like always my go-to, because they just sound, they're just so clean, you know? Let me just get all these back to the center. Holding out options and clicking it brings it back to default. I don't know if I want this delicate bell. So I'm just taking the chords and I'm kind of playing with the MIDI files. Move these all up. I kind of want it to alternate. I want like really dark sounding bells. Let's go to Alchemy. Dark. Actually, I guess this adds some texture. I'm gonna just scratch the bells for now. I hear choirs. I'm actually going to try and use, let me duplicate the choir on it, right? Yes, it does. Cool. Cool. I'm just gonna drag these chords right down here. I'm going to call this choir. Piano chord. Yeah, I'm gonna use these choirs instead, church choirs. And I'm gonna move these. Just repeat that over. Pull down options. Drag that over. One more. Let me scratch that. Let's try. Let me just get rid of these bubbles. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good enough for the body for now. Now I'm gonna start adding my own drums because I don't really like those ones. I like my own. Let's go to Ultra Beat. Ultra Beat. Let's start with the claps. Kyle Beats Andromeda kit. I'm gonna drag some claps. Boom. So instead of turning the claps down on the fader, I'm going to turn it down on the gain. I'm going to add a gain and turn it down. This is known as gain staging. This is so I can control the volume of the clap without having to really destroy the quality of it. Something I learned recently that I've been really enjoying. So now that it's hitting about here, I'm just looking at this number right here, 4.8. I'm just gonna tap it. The thing with hip hop is you want to keep the claps and the kicks really loud. So actually, I'm gonna bring the kicks in right now. Why not? Let's do it. Turn off the gain. Mayo's Essentials, dude. I'm gonna do the mega kick. So for my kick, I'm gonna do something a little different. Let's see how beats got. This needs some gain staging as well. That's good. Cool. Take all those, quantize them real quick. Get the hats in there. I want some like really gritty sounding hi-hats. Like this one. Okay, so I think I like the second half better. I like this like idea of like lower hats, and then I want like higher hi-hats. Higher hi-hats? Hi-hats. Higher hi-hats. I just want hi-hats. Like a lighter. That's the word, a lighter hi-hat. Alright, that one. Ocean's hi-hat midis from his self-isolation kit. Cool, sounds very nice. Okay, so one thing I want to do with my hi-hats, because I want to make this, I want to give this like an old school vibe. I am going to take all of these hi-hats and I'm going to just double click, nudge to the right. Boom. That's it. So it just throws it off. So it's a little bit offbeat. I'm gonna do the same thing with the kicks. Highlight all the kicks, double click them, nudge to the right. So it kind of gives it that offbeat. I don't want to do that with the claps. I want the claps to be right on the 2 and 4. But having the hi-hats a little off, that gives it that gritty feel. Okay, I'm gonna layer that clap with a snare. Ooh, that's a good one. Repeat that over, Command J, join them up. I think it's gonna need some ride cymbals. Just to give it motion. I like to imagine building the main phrase of the song like I'm building the chorus. So I'm just gonna kind of get that out of the way. I would like some rides in the chorus. I like this one. Every quarter note. Okay, so I'm just gonna stack these up. Do that by double clicking, create track stack. I wanna try and find horns. Trombones. I need a crash cymbal. I like that one. Cool. So I think I'm going to start arranging this one. Keep that over 1, 2. All this first. So I've done a little bit to the beat. I took out a lot for the intro. Just kind of left that melody. And I also added some high cut automation. So as it gets closer and closer to the chorus, it gets more epic. And I added an uplifter, loading a gun, and a gunshot. Hype. I feel like that will give it a little bit more energy. So right now it's a little on the high end. So let's add the 808s now. Oh, one more thing. I did a couple things to the verse. So I took out some extra stuff, just kind of let the beginning of the verse start off super simple, just the piano chords, the lower hats, the claps, the kicks, have the fill come in, bring in the hi-hats and the melody, and that trombone on the bottom. this needs 808s for real. Let me just get this 808s on. 808s, 808s. There we go. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to drag the trombone. No. I'm gonna grab the cello. So I can get, copy the animation. So I can get just the bass. Shift backslash for staccato. And then I want the rhythm from the kicks. So I copied those, paste them here, and I'm just gonna drag each one down to its appropriate spot. So it has the rhythm of the kicks, but the notes of the bass. Keep everything nice and clean. Hopefully this mix will come together a little bit better with the 808s in there. Oh, that really rounds it out. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Let me just call these 808s. So the 808s, I'm just gonna raise the sub frequencies, lower down at the 200. EQ the kick. So I'm just lowering the whole thing down because I like the volume of the 808s where they're sitting, but I want the entire mix to stop peaking. So I'm just picking everything, just lowering it all down. There we go. EQ the snare. So I'm gonna give it a little boost at around 600. Wow. The low hi-hats, I'm gonna boost at around 3K. Ooh, it's too loud. Gain stage this gunshot because I want to turn the volume down, but I don't want it to lose its life, you know. There we go. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of distortion to the 808s. So this song is in C sharp minor. So what I'm gonna do is look up C sharp minor in hertz, and that is the frequency. So every note has a frequency. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and tune the distortion of the 808s to the same frequency as the key of the song, so I can make the distortion sound harmonic. Also, I don't want just random, right? I want like very harmonic distortion and distortion that fits well in the mix, you know? Let's look at C minor, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, 124, let's go a little higher, 1008, a little lower, 554, so. That. Close enough. Oof, oof. This is fire, man. So I'm gonna add a compressor to these drums. So I see that before the compressor, the drums are hitting at about negative 5.5 dBs. I'm just gonna add type U10 kit. Boom. Let's bring those up. Beautiful. I haven't picked the color yet. This feels like orange. I like green. Yeah, I like orange. I'm gonna try and see what some slides sound like on this. So I'm just gonna go to this, bring up the glides. Oof. I like this. So one thing, when you're doing glide 808s, if you end the phrase on an upswing of the glide, you see how it kind of keeps carrying. It's like woo. So what I like to do to avoid that is at the end of the phrase, just bring it right back down to the one. So I'm just gonna take out all this stuff. So these two right here, boom. Here's the end of the phrase, and then I bring it back down to the one. I'm gonna do the same thing over here and over here. Actually, let's add some reverb to everything. I'm gonna do a tape delay. This is coming out beautiful. Let me just emphasize the reverb on the claps a little bit more. Oh, this goes hard in the paint. Oh man. This is dope. I think the beat is pretty much done. I just need to add another verse, bridge, outro, master it, tag it, and it'll be finished. That's nice. I like this one. This isn't that bad. This is one of the ways I like to keep my mixes interesting is I just add a high cut filter automation or a low cut filter automation just to kind of change the vibe up. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here with the piano chords. This makes it kind of sound like it's underwater, but then it will come back up once it's all done. And you'll hear kind of what this sounds like when I play it. So it kind of keeps the hard-hitting vibes, but it kind of tempers it down, like it mellows it out. So instead of doing exactly what it did in the last verse, it's just a little bit different. I didn't want to add the high-cut automation to the piano up on the top, so I feel like this sounds nice on its own. Okay, so let's see what we got for the bridge. So right now I have all the elements copied and pasted in. I'm gonna move the claps. Let's get rid of the snares. I'm gonna move the claps to the 3 instead of the 2 and the 4. Hold down options, drag that over. Highlight both of these, drag that over. Command R to repeat. Get rid of that trombone and the chords. I'm gonna want to bring the piano automation back. I want to automate the piano back in. Here the pianos creeping up. There we go, full swing. Those snares are not hitting where they should be. Cool. So I think the bridge is done. So this just needs to be mastered. So I'm gonna add EQ, a multi-presser. So on the multi-presser, I just did a preset final hip hop compressor. It's really solid. I think it kind of brings out all of the kicks and the claps, right? And in hip hop, you really want the kicks to be hard hitting and the claps to be hard hitting. You really want them to take most of the space in the mix. And that's exactly what this compressor does. It kind of keeps all the other frequencies at bay while boosting the frequencies of the kick and the snare. Really solid stuff. So here's without it, and then with it. See how the claps are so much brighter, the bass just feels more full. And then I'm gonna add a limiter on there, and I'm gonna increase the gain until I get about 5 decibels in gain reduction. I just dragged in 2 of my beat tags. I like to use 2 of them per beat just to kind of keep it interesting. So I'm just gonna place them where I want them to appear in the mix. And for this one, I labeled the 67 BPM. If I just let this go on its own,
SCALER, whip it up.
It's not timed, right? It's not on the rhythm. It's on its own. It's on its own tempo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remember that this project at 77, I'm gonna bring this down to 67. So I match the BPM of my tag. I'm gonna double click this, turn on flex, bring this back to 77, and
SCALER, whip it up.
Now it's timed and it's in rhythm. So I'm just gonna add some tag settings. Boom. Add my other one, my other tag settings. This is at 72. It's not gonna be by much, but I'll do it anyway. Bring this back up to 77. Put on my tag settings. Boom. I just stack these up because they're part of the same crew.
You are now listening to SCALER Production.
Excellent. I've been making these really like intense sounding beats lately. It's cool. It's cool. I feel like this is like a Hobson type beat.
SCALER,
Like
whip it up.
Logic and Hobson. I think that's what this will be. This will be Logic and Hobson. If you've made it this far in the video, I thank you very much for hanging out with me. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your favorite part of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
SCALER, whip it up.
Go ahead and smash the like button.